Hello, my name is Kerry Kendall. I'm the director of a documentary trilogy about Beethoven's music that goes under the banner of Beethoven Hero. I fell in love with Beethoven's music in my late 20s. By accident, I was driving up the coast in a friend's car. I pushed in the cassette and heard Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, this profound, touching, inspiring music about brotherhood, sisterhood. I fell for the music, and I had to learn more about Beethoven, the time in which he lived. And I discovered that the Ninth Symphony had been used all over the world in global freedom struggles. In Tiananmen Square in 1989, under Pinochet's dictatorship, at the Berlin Wall in 1989, when the wall came down. That film, Following the Ninth, has gone around the country, screened in Europe in over 250 cities, here and around the globe. Beethoven touched me so deeply that I wanted to make 2 other films about the man and his music, a trilogy. This film, Love and Justice, is about Beethoven's only opera, Fidelio.
The story of Fidelio is that Florestan is in jail because he has been protesting the rule of Pizarro, who is a tyrant. And his wife, Leonora, has found out. She disguises herself as a man named Fidelio, and she's going to try to see if she can free him. So it's a story of how one person can bring down a tyrant. You know, that's a story that just hit Beethoven where he lived.
Beethoven identified with Florestan deeply because they shared a similar predicament. Beethoven was imprisoned within his own growing deafness, and Florestan imprisoned physically in a dungeon. As in Following the Ninth, I wanted to connect Beethoven with the contemporary world, to follow the challenges and questions his music poses. With this in mind, I returned to Chile in search of the story of a 20th century Florestan and a 21st century Leonora. I learned about the composer Jorge Peña Hen, who was imprisoned by a military dictator but had, in his darkest moments, written his final composition from his cell, his own testament of both despair and hope. As I continued this journey, I found that 2 stories and 2 generations came together in a fascinating way, and both linked to the opera itself.
I feel that I have a mission in my life, and that mission is to be my grandfather.
Beethoven's Leonora disguises herself to rescue her husband from imprisonment. Maria Belen disguises herself to rescue her grandfather from the confines of forgetfulness. She refuses to let him become a man who has been simply and forever disappeared.
Well, my grandfather was in prison in Pinochet dictator in 1973 in Chile. He was in the prison. The only light that he had a little hole, a little light, and he found a little light, and he had a cigarette and matches. He lighted it, and then he waited, and he started to write a melody. It's like a book story, like a movie. It's so poetic. It's so epic. It's so epic. And then they start to kill them, one by one, shoot them. Grandfather, I'm here. Take my body and come back to the earth.
There is enough sadness and suffering in the world to last many lifetimes. My small offering for this tragic situation is to present a picture of resilience in the face of despair, courage during a dark time, and art is a declaration of hope when optimism is not yet called for. So please take a look at the site, look at our rewards, send this around to your friends and neighbors, put it up on your social media networks. Thank you very much for your support, greatly appreciated.
Im himmlischen Reich, ins himmlische Reich.